And so here you would do a long yes to get into leak check. This, again, will be 1 minute check.
I can't hear you anymore, Alex.
Yeah, you broke up.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
You can't hear me?
No, I can now. The last thing I heard was do a long yes.
I think you let go of the button.
Okay, copy. So this is a 1 minute leak check, and the DCM would tell you the proper steps to proceed. So it'll say set O2 to press, so you set your O2 actuator to press. Then it'd say pressurizing, you pressurize up to 4.3 psi, and then it'd stabilize at 4.3 for a while, and then it'd go into the leak check. And again, it would be 1 minute leak check. If it was a good leak check, you'd have leak check complete on your DCM. Otherwise, it would say failed leak check or leak check high, and we'd have contingency steps to go in.
Okay. Do you want us to do that?
Let's go ahead and move the O2 actuator to press.
Two is in press. One more.
Okay, we're going to step in.
Press.
Copy, and we're going to step into EMU purge now.
Okay.
EV1 and 2, verify no EMU issues.
And this is kind of a really important time because we're still at 10.2 psi. Once we get back to 14.3 psi, then we have we can only break and pre-breathe for 10 minutes. Otherwise, we'd have to repeat the entire pre-breathe protocol. And so right now, it's a good time if you have any suit fit issues with your comm to get it solved now, because it's just kind of a 1-for-1 rather than once we repress to 14.7, we have extra buyback that we have to do, and if we don't do it in 10 minutes, we have to repeat the whole protocol.
Okay.
Check purge valve up, and verify EMU suit pressure is decreasing.
So for both or just one?
Both of us.
EV1.
EV1 only. Usually you would start them at the same time.
Okay, EV1 and 2.
Ready when you are, EV1.
Yeah. Getting there. EV1 purge valve open.
EV2 open.
Begin 8-minute purge clock.
We'll perform purge for 5 minutes at 10.2. After that, we've introduced so much O2 because the suits are filled with mostly 100% O2. We filled too much O2 concentration in the airlock. We have to open up to the stack so that we don't have a fire risk issue. Also, you would be verifying on your DCM that we have greater than 725 psi in the O2 tanks, and that's to make sure that we have a good flow through the suit. Enough, basically, purging flow that we're getting the proper amount of purge during that 8 minutes. I'm just going to kind of step us through some of these IV steps, but we'll basically inhibit the rapid depress alarms on the stack. So we're going to come equal with the stack. At 5 psi, we're going to pause our purge PET and then take our purge valves down, and you can perform that.
Purge valve closed.
And then O2 actuator to IV.
Two is an IV.
Okay, EV1's an IV.
Copy. Okay, so now we would continue the purge clock. We purge for an additional 3 minutes, and I'll take back. We'd open up the node 1 starboard hatch, repress the airlock, then continue our purge by going back to press, opening up our DCM purge valve, do an additional 3-minute purge. After that, we close our DCM purge valve, go back to IV, and we don't need to go through those steps. And that would finish out our EMU purge.
Okay.
All right, we're moving on to EMU pre-breathe. So in step 1, there's a requirement for how long we've been pre-breathing, and then step 2 and 3 are the different protocols other than camp out. And we'll pick up with step 4, Amy.
For EV1 and 2, setting EMU battery amp hours, switch display status to status until BAT 32OAH is displayed.
Okay.
And switch display to yes. Hold for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Use switch display to select the desired value.
There's 32.
Yep. And so just depending on our battery capacity, nominal default is 32. Even if our batteries have a little more than 32, we usually set them at 32 amp hours.
And switch display to yes. Hold for 2 seconds. Depress pre-breathe mask O2 control to bleed down line for IV. Install caps on PHA fittings.
So this is where we finally bleed down those lines now that we're equalized with the stack pressure.
Stow pre-breathe masks in PHA bags. Return additional PBAs retrieved from other modules to original stowage lockers. And Station Houston, PBAs have been restowed.
Houston copies.
Deactivate CSA O2s. Install mini workstation tools, waste tethers, BRTs as required on EMUs.
And TDTC, we would like to install mini workstations, so if we have a tool tech available, we'll go ahead and install mini workstations.
Okay, copy that.
Okay, so the next step after installing the mini workstations is actually removing you guys from the EVAs and starting safer donning. We're going to skip through those steps today.
Aww.
Want to walk around on your 21-foot umbilical?
Yeah.
We'd also be removing any loose equipment that weren't tools or hardware that you'd be taking out in the crew lock. We'd get rid of that. And then we'd switch the REBA on at this point. Once the sapers were installed, we'd switch the REBAs on, as well as turn your ERCAs on.
Thank you.
Mini workstations installed on EV1 and 2.
Copy. Please install PGTs and REDs.
Okay.
And Lisa, we're just going to put it on your left because of the SCU.
Okay. No.
Are you sure?
I think Darren might need to put them on.
Feathers and fills installed on EV1 and EV2.
Copy. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We connected. The bridge is falling down.
I'm going to take some pictures now. Hey, where'd Tiffany go?
I don't know. Maybe she had to head back. We're tethered. We're daisy chained. Yeah. Oh, you lost your switch guard.
Nope.
EV1 and 2, Ingress crew lock.
Let's do it.
Okay, put us away.
And crew lock check, depress valve, man ISO valve is closed.
Closed.
On DCM, remove water switch guard to stow switch guard in EMU equipment bag.
That's one of our last steps, just so that we don't inadvertently bump our water switch.
And I will egress the crew lock. Airlock A1, deactivating CO2 removal.
Yeah, so here we're actually deactivating the CO2 scrubbing that we were when we were isolated, and we can proceed to step 41 with the caution beforehand.
Caution, hatch mechanism is a pinch point. Keep all suit components clear of mechanism. Hatch handle must be securely stowed in order to prevent jamming of the hatch mechanism. Add IV hatch. Hatch handle in proper stowed position. Hatch handle should be engaged and handle stowage retaining key pointing down towards latch direction. Check latch ratchet in latch. EV crew check rib side, EV side. Hatch handle is in properly stowed position. Handle should be engaged on handle stowage retaining key pointing up towards unlatched direction.
Handle stowed.
Check latch ratchet in latch.